So now let's look into the Packer terminology. So there are a handful of items used throughout the Packer documentation. So where the meaning may not be immediately obvious if you haven't used Packer before. So I will take you through the Packer documentation. So once I complete this, okay. So it consists of the main. It starts with the artifacts. What does an artifact mean? Artifacts are the results of a single build. Just note the words. Artifact, build is the another word. You note this word, okay. And then and are usually a set of IDs or files to represent a machine image. Every builder produces a single artifact. As an example, in the case of Amazon EC2 Builder, the artifact is a set of AMI IDs. AMI IDs, that is Amazon Mission IDs. So one per region. For the VMware Builder, the artifact is a directory of files comprising the created virtual machines. This is the example of an artifact. Artifact is the output of the builder that's been built. So then build, the another word, the another term, build, BUILD, build. So builds are a single task, just a single task that eventually produces an image for a single platform. It's a single task, it creates a single image for a single platform. That's called a build. The output of this build is called an artifact. So multiple builds run in parallel. Example use in a sentence. Example usage in a sentence is the Packer build produced an AMI to run our web application, or Packer is running the builds now for VMware, AWS, and VirtualBox. Any example you can take first one or second one. In second one, we are parallelly running builds in VMware, AWS, and VirtualBox. And the third term is builder. Who is the builder? Who is the builder? Builders are components of Packer that are able to create a machine image for a single platform. So builders read in some configuration, that's the configuration file, and use that to run and generate a machine image. So a builder is invoked as part of a build in order to create the actual resulting images. Example, builders include a virtual box can be a builder, VMware can be a builder, Amazon EC2 can be a builder. It's a Amazon EC2 is a service in Amazon Web Services. So that can be a builder. So these are the examples of builders. So far we have seen an artifact and then a build and then a builder. So build is a single task that eventually produces a single image from a single platform, and then the one which produces this is called a builder, through which it's been produced. That artifact is called a builder. So the builder can be an EC2 instance in Amazon Web Services, or VMware, or VM virtual, or VirtualBox in Windows. The third term is commands. Commands are subcommands for the Packer program that perform same job. An example of command is build, BUILD, which is invoked as a Packer build. So Packer is the main command. In that, build is a subcommand. So Packer ships with a set of commands out of the box in order to define its command line interface. Then the third term is data sources. Data sources are components of Packer that fetch data from outside Packer and make it available to use within the template. So example of data sources include Amazon AMI and Amazon Secrets Manager. And the most important term, post processors. Post processors or components of Packer that take the result of a builder or another host processor and process that to create a new artifact. Examples of post processors are compress artifacts, upload to artifacts, and you can use Vagrant and some other tools as a post processors, as a Terraform and all. So that's the post processor. If you see that builder, a post processor, these are the names, these are the terms we are going to use in configuration files. Then we have a provisioners. Provisioner is the one more term that we are going to use there. So provisioner, post processor, builder. So provisioners are components of Packer that install and configure software within a running machine prior to that machine being turned into a static image. So they perform the major work of making the image contain useful software. Example of provisioners include Shell Script is the best provisioner, then Chef and Puppet and Ansible. These are actually configuration tools, but still these are the provisioners that you use with the in coordination in together with the Packer. So the last term that we have is templates. Templates are either HCL or JSON. JSON format we know. HCL language is a HashiCorp configuration language. So templates either you can write in either of this language. So which define one or more builds by configuring the various components of Packer. So Packer is able to read a template and use that information to create a multiple machine images in parallel. If you just put everything in uh, one line, it begins with a template. Inside the template, you mention the builders, post processors, provisioners, and then once you execute that configuration file, either it could be a HCL language or JSON, whatever it may be. Once you execute that file, the builds that you mentioned inside the template will be executed, and the output that we get is artifact.